Hey guys, Marstingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today we are going to be talking a little bit about this banner that you can see up on the screen. It's going to be dropping probably about 12 hours after I put this video up, and we're going to talk a little bit about it and whether I think it is worth you throwing a few stones at it. And since you guys enjoyed the discussion video that we did for the last banner, I thought I'd bring on a guest for today's video to talk about this banner. So say hello to my fellow EU 5'9" gamer, the speed racer himself, Mr. Sunblade. How's it going, my dude?
Yeah, hello guys. Thank you, Ningen, for bringing me on. It will be a fun video.
Yeah, so we'll show the actual screenshot later on, but I thought I'd bring Sunblade on because he's somebody who definitely got very lucky on this banner. But,
yeah,
we'll show the details of that in a little bit. So this is one of those banners that they always bring out when a sort of a new category comes out. Sometimes they bring them out for support when an EZA comes out, where it's all centered around one category. So obviously this is the Time Travelers one. And you get the first 3 multis are discounted to 30 stones, and then every multi on the banner, if you decide to go past those first 3, is guaranteed featured. So the reason why this is a big deal is obviously Marseillan is getting his EZA. I'll do a separate video on him, so we're not going to talk about him too much, but we're getting the physical MIRA, the tech TOWA, and the int Demigra. They're all getting TURs. And a really big deal is the fact that MIRA and TOWA were taken out of the general summon pool quite a while ago, so you haven't actually been able to pull them. So did you actually have either of those units before this banner came out on JP?
Not at all, because I started my JP account in September 2019, so no.
Oh yeah, so literally they just weren't available in the game when you started playing. Right. So yeah, so the units overall I would say are pretty decent. MIRA, I quite like his design. I'm a big fan of Xenoverse in general, like both the games, and so having the final form MIRA is something that people had been waiting for a long time. TOWA's a very solid support, and then of course Demigra is a giant form unit, so we finally have the representation of him in that form from the end of the first Xenoverse game. So out of those 3, which one would you say is your favorite?
That's very difficult, because I like all 3, but I would give the crown to TOWA because she's extreme tech. Extreme tech needs help. She supports this team with Key +3 and yeah, additional attack and defense. I like that because the second form cell, for example, who is a great support for this team, is kind of rare, so I like that alternative.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I think I'm still missing 2 of the 50% supports, but the ones that I do have, I literally only have the 1 copy. So whilst it's nice to have them, especially for people who are looking to beat those stages of ESBR, taking in units that are basically just support, because I know they can get decent defense if you pick up a ton of orbs, but taking in 55% units into the hardest event in the game, sometimes not quite the way to go.
Right.
And yeah, she obviously gives Extreme Tech that very big help, because she gets the amount of support she gives, you guys can see it on the screen, it increases per extreme class ally on the team. So obviously on a full extreme team, she's giving 35% attack and defense, which Extreme Tech, I don't think many people would argue, but most people consider the hardest of the 10 ESBR stages, just due to the limited pool of units that you can use.
Yeah, especially now because JP has AGL Ultra Instinct Goku, and I would say Super AGL is not that hard anymore. Yeah, Extreme Tech is. Yeah,
I mean, we also, with the release of Pycon as well, that stage
right.
became kind of a joke. So yeah, her being able to provide 35% extra defense to units like Broly, Raditz, like even the units who are good defensively, like Raditz, because he has damage reduction. Without an item active, he still takes sort of 30k damage without an item active. So having an extra 35% defense is very big, and the fact that she seals super attacks as well, which of course, like Super Battle Road, you guys know out there. I know most people don't bother with things like the no items runs, but in a normal run, a super attack where you didn't want one is normally the way where you die. Yeah, correct. So having a unit that can seal super attacks is obviously very, very useful. So I think out of the 3, she's probably my favorite for that same reason. But I am really excited for the MIRA. I know he's not super good. Like, his transformation condition is a bit of a shame that it's both 4 turns and HP restricted. But one of the reasons I'm quite interested to use him is I'm a big fan of the LR Bootanks, like the Margin Power / Power Absorption team, and he is on the Power Absorption category. And because I want to say he's technically an android, like he has links like Android Assault, he's on the android category, so he actually links up pretty well with Super 17, who you guys know I'm a big fan of and is on that team. So I am quite excited to see how he's going to be. But the whole point of talking about this banner and having this video in the first place is, like many people, like either Sunblade, you guys don't have these guys at all. I think I have 1 TOWA and 1 dupe in MIRA, but they were taken out of the banners so long ago. It was when I pretty much had like first started playing the game. So I think the dupe that I put in him, I didn't even open his bottom right path. I think I did like his top left because I didn't think I would ever use Kai's on him and get him to super attack 10, which was how I used to think about units back then, before I fully got into the game and started sort of like wailing out and, you know, maxing out everybody. If I didn't think I was ever going to get the unit to SA 10, I didn't open their bottom right path first. So current day Ningen is paying for the mistakes of past Ningen. So a lot of people are going to be in that same kind of boat. So this banner is, for a lot of people, going to be your first chance to get these guys. And yeah, if we have a look at the featured units here, we have Marseillan. So him being featured is good because he's getting his easy A. He's one of those units, there's only a couple that exist in that sort of space, and the Tapion is one of them, where they're not technically Dokkan Fest units, but they have their own Dokkan event, and they're still almost good enough to be called like Dokkan Fest level. So him being on there is nice, and then obviously these 3 new units. But we do also have Physical Fat Boo, the Int Cell, and the Tapion. So in terms of the featured units, you're obviously going for the main 4. And one thing else to look at here, I know the units will change in terms of, like, Toles isn't even out on global, but you can see here these banners do have all the LRs. So I mean, in terms of these 30 stone for the first 3 multi like support banners, have you summoned on many of these other than this one?
No, because first of all, you get blue coins for that, and that diminishes the value already. And the second problem I have with those banners is that the GSSR unit is always a featured one, and that means that an LR cannot appear on those slots. So I usually don't summon on those banners.
Yeah, it's fair. I used to every now and then do some of these, and I think once for a video, I think I pulled an LR in one of those 30 stone multis. But like you said, because the last slot is always featured on a lot of banners, especially like legendary summons, especially when it comes to like double rates, that guaranteed SSR in the final slot, because the rates are what they are, that could be where you pull an LR, whereas obviously on this banner, that isn't going to happen. But yeah, the big draw to this is, of course, the first 3 multis for 30 stones each. I'll put the screenshot up on the screen now. Sunblade, why don't you tell us about your experience with the banner?
Yeah, I want to go into this banner because, as you guys might know, I had big trouble with pulling Tech Reddits. I know he's a different unit, but chasing units that are not featured on the banner is really hard. So I was like, yeah, I want to pull TOWA and MIRA. So I decided to go in and somehow pull all of them in one multi, and was very happy about that. And yeah, but the huge drawback is, I know Ningen will say this later on, but these units will be added to the general summoning pool, and the chance is there that you pull those units later on, and that's what happened basically. I pulled a lot of MIRAs, a lot of TOWAs, and I was like, yeah, why did I even summon on that banner? But it was just one multi for 30 zones, so yeah, it was worth it for me.
Yeah, exactly. I think that is the big thing. So obviously these units do go into the unfeatured pool. Like, now they've been brought back into the game. In fact, all of these featured units that you see on this top row, they are all in the general pool. And obviously once this banner leaves, TOWA and MIRA will be. as well. Was Demigra taken out? I feel like I still pull him every now.
No, he was not taken out. No,
he wasn't. So yeah, it's literally just those two. So after this banner, they will be put back in. So even if you do decide to maybe do the 3 discounted ones, I would say chasing rainbowing them is definitely not a good idea, because like Sunblade says, they will go into every banner. Now, I've heard people say that a lot for certain units, like, oh, you know, you don't really need to go for them because they just appear in every banner. But I know some people out there, like you were saying, you had quite a bit of trouble pulling the Tech Raditz. I think for me, even with the amount I've summoned since the Worldwide Celebration, I still don't have a copy of the physical TN.
Okay.
So just because units go into the general pool doesn't mean you are necessarily going to pull them.
Yeah. Right.
So I think it's hard for me to say. If you're someone who's still struggling to beat Extreme Tech, I think trying at least one of the 30 stone multis is a good idea, because they are obviously guaranteed featured. Not everyone's going to get a multi like Sunblade's one. I'm kind of hoping maybe I can get that kind of luck. But
consider yourself blessed.
The problem for me, of course, is out of the 4 that people sort of will mainly be going for on this banner, I do already have Marseillan and Demigra rainbowed, because obviously they never were missing from the general pool, so they've been around for quite some time. And worst case scenario, you do your 3 30 stone multis and you get Tapion, Physical Fatboo, and the Int Cell, which is a possibility. Because, you know, guaranteed SSR, guaranteed featured. Obviously, the goal is to get a bonus SSR in each multi, preferably one of the featured ones. That's always the way I look at these, as like a good multi if you get a bonus one. But some of the featured ones, not particularly great. So overall, based on how good some of these newer ones are, especially the MIRA and TOWA returning, what would your final verdict be for whether or not people should actually summon on this banner?
I would say don't summon, because you will eventually pull one of those cards later on, and I think those cards are not needed to actually beat the Super Battle Road stages. Like I would say for Extreme Tech, Reddit is far more important than TOWA. And for MIRA's case, like, he is great on extreme physical power absorption, and he's a great asset for the team to beat Extreme Super Battle Road. But you have, for example, the SR Evil Boo instead of him. So I don't see the incentive for everybody to summon on this banner. Like, I'm a content creator, like, I don't care if I just throw 30 stones at this banner and get those cards like I did, fortunately. But some of you guys are free to play. Some of you guys want to save for the anniversary or some other banners, so I would say, like, step back from that and be happy when you pull those cards later on.
Yeah, because the big thing to remember as well is the fact that the timing of this coming out on Global, obviously the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta banner is still up, and he is the best TUR on Global at this point. Even if you don't agree, he's at least top 3. So his banner is still out. And whilst obviously it's 50 stones, if you've done the discounts already, I would say a multi on his banner is probably more value than this, because even though you're not getting a guaranteed featured unit, I mean, Global's version has Gohan and Gogeta, so 2 of the best TURs in the game on the same banner. And even if you're done summoning for Gogeta, Turles's banner is potentially around the corner. It's from what's been data mined and like the names of the missions being part 1, it seems like Gogeta's celebration is going to have a part 2, and so what people have been speculating is that that's when we're going to get LR Turles. And whilst that is a legendary banner and obviously a bit more risky, that's something to bear in mind, that is right around the corner. So do you necessarily want to be dropping 90 stones on this banner when that's going to get you potentially another 2 multis on the LR banner? So I think I would agree that it's probably a skip for most people. Obviously, if you're a whale, then the 3 discounted multis might be worth it, especially because if you're somebody who's in the position that Sunblade was, you might have been playing this game and never even been able to pull MIRA and TOWA. But because they are going into the general pool, it's definitely not necessary to chase them here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess the only other factor that we didn't really talk about, if you are a little bit newer, the fact that this is coming out essentially for Marseille and getting his Easy A, he is one of the featured units that you could get in the guaranteed spot. So some people might be able to get either their first copy of him, maybe the final copy to rainbow him, which is good timing for his Easy A. But even so, I think the banner is probably a skip for most people.
Yep. I agree. And yeah, the deal breaker pretty much for this banner is the fact that you get blue coins instead of red or golden ones or yellow ones. On the Turles banner you will get golden coins, or well, the yellow ones, and on Gogeta's banner you get the red ones. So yeah, better save those stones, and you can beat the Extreme Super Battle Road stages otherwise, so don't worry about
exactly. that. I feel like somebody, I know someone watching this out there is probably in that scenario where you can't beat Extreme Tech, you don't have Raditz, you don't have even some of the other better Extreme Tech units, but the thing is, even if you are in that position, even if you get lucky and pull maybe a single copy of TOWA from the discount steps, just having her at 55% is not necessarily going to get you the stage beaten.
Right.
So I think it's definitely better to save for some of the big stuff that comes in the future. But I mean, it's nice to have these banners sometimes for people who want to strengthen those categories, especially if you have the stones to spend. But the point of this discussion, I would say the general consensus is this is a skip for a good 90% of the the player base.
Yeah.
So
right.
but yeah, so thanks very much for coming on and discussing the banner with me. Hopefully we can all get the same kind of first multi-luck that you had.
Sure.
Anything else you'd like to add before we head off?
No, I think that's it. I think we said pretty much everything, and yeah, thank you so much for bringing me on.
Yeah, no worries. So that is going to be it from the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen and Sunblade. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, check us out over on 5-9 Gaming as well. Keep up to date with all the stuff that we're doing over there, and we will see you all again soon.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.